So here is me admitting that I didn't know this. I learned something new the other day when I was working in the ICU, and even though I've been a nurse for 10 years, with 9 of those being in the ICU, I still learn new things. And sometimes I feel like experienced nurses can be afraid to admit like, oh, I didn't know that. So here is me admitting that I didn't know this. Phenylephrine or neosynephrine, the vasopressor that we commonly use in the ICU, is not preferred in patients with pulmonary hypertension. I had a patient that had severe chronic pulmonary hypertension, very, very sick patient. And this patient was already on a couple different drips, pressors, inotropes, all that. And their blood pressure was still bad. So I asked the ICU doctor, like, hey, do you want to start neo? And he was like, do you want to kill this patient? But didn't actually explain to me why. And I should have probably asked, but in the moment I was like, oh God, this is probably something I should know, but I didn't know. So neosynephrine can worsen the pulmonary hypertension in patients that already have underlying pulmonary hypertension because it is a pure alpha-1 agonist. And when we think of alphas, think of the hearts. When we think of betas, think of the lungs. Okay, but because it's an alpha-1 agonist, it causes vasoconstriction in the pulmonary circulation system as well as systemically. So in your patients that already have really high pulmonary artery pressures, it is going to make that pressure even higher. The preferred vasopressor for pulmonary hypertension is vasopressin, and phenylephrine should be avoided in patients with pulmonary hypertension. The study showed that there was a mean rise in pulmonary artery pressures as well as right ventricular and diastolic pressures and wedge pressures in patients that were receiving neosynephrine that have pulmonary hypertension. So now you know, now I know, and we know together.